Thank you so much, Dean Meyer. And hello, graduates. I'm so excited to be here with you tonight. Hello, family and friends. Hello, faculty and staff. What an honor for me to get to do this with you. Graduates, I am looking at you. I've been watching you today on campus. I've seen a lot of smiles. I've seen some styles, pretty fun to watch. Mostly what I am seeing is a bunch of graduates with stars in your eyes, and you have earned those stars from all this work that you've put in, the dedication and the effort over these years to earn these degrees. And I hope you take a moment to really enjoy that. And I'm telling you, I look around you, and what I see everywhere here are people whom you have made proud. And I am one of those people. I couldn't be prouder of the work that you have done. And I cannot wait to see what you are going to do in the time that's ahead. And what a time it is. What a time we're in. How often have you heard someone say, I just want to live in precedented times? Well, okay, I'm here to tell you, here's the thing. We do not get to live in precedented times. Our time is one of change and tumult. It's a time that's testing us, but it's actually also a time that's calling us to a better future. And as the new graduates of the Berkeley School of Information, you are particularly poised to meet this moment. For each of you, the path that you've chosen is going to prove to be particularly essential in this moment. And tonight what I want to do is share with you 3 messages about this moment in history. Here we go. Graduates, the year is 2025 and it's time. It's time to recognize that the information age is about and for people. Now, if you had known me 40 years ago, which would have been hard for many of you, but for those of you who are older, if you had known me 40 years ago, I was sitting in an audience like this. I was wearing my cap and gown in a long row with a lot of other people because I was completing my graduate degree. And back then, we knew that big changes were afoot with information technology, but our ability to peer into the future was limited. And 40 years ago, it would have been hard to imagine that today 5 billion people around the world have smartphones and access to the internet, and you all know how that has changed how we all live and work and thrive. And back then it would have been even harder to imagine the dark consequences that came with these advances. They come hand in hand, and you know what these dark consequences are. This crowd knows. You know about mental health issues for kids, about employers surveilling workers, about data brokers monetizing our attention and our privacy, cyber vulnerabilities, algorithms that perpetuate the bias of our imperfect past, and most destructive of all, the loss of trust. A shift happened as the number of devices and the number of bits exploded. In that process, information and information technology became more and more intimate with us. It used to be that a computer was this machine in a special room down the hall, air-conditioned room. But now we've all got dozens of these devices in our lives. There's almost always one right at our fingertips. I actually left mine in the green room, so I'm a little bit twitchy up here because it's so far away. And you all know that with those devices came email and text and then social media, and that radically changed how we communicate and how we connect. And now, here we are in our modern time. Today, we are building machines, literally building machines out of human information. I'm talking, of course, about our artificial intelligence systems that we train on every syllable and every pixel, that we train on every decision and every action. Now, the world still talks about these changes as technology changes, But you know that as information becomes more and more intimate in our lives, that the information age is even more of a human and a social phenomenon than a technical one. As graduates of the Berkeley School of Information, you get this, and you will bring this perspective to every product that you develop, to every research question that you explore. You'll bring it to every business that you build and to every policy that you make. Graduates, as you do this work, you will show the world that the information age is about and for people. Graduates, the year is 2025, and it's time. It's time to meet our national crisis and to overcome it, to chart a better course ahead. You are graduating in the most critical moment for America in a century and a half. The divisions that are tearing our country apart have led to an administration that is turning its back on our allies around the world, that is denying the basic facts of climate change and medical science, that is turning away from an 8-decade commitment to public research and development that has improved the health and the prosperity and the security of every American. And at the core of it all are the most fundamental issues of the rule of law in our Constitution. And that means that today, the great American experiment is at risk. This is the experiment that tests the most inspiring hypothesis you could possibly imagine. It's the notion that we, the people, can achieve equality, liberty, and opportunity beyond the limitations of the past. It's the idea that we, the people, can build a better future for ourselves than a king or a dictator. This is a hypothesis that Americans have proven again and again as geopolitics changed, as the conditions of our lives changed, and as we evolved our definition of the people in We the People. And because of this great experiment, our country gave limitless opportunities to a little girl who came here from India with her parents at the age of 3. This is a kid who grew up in Lubbock, Texas. This country gave me the opportunity to study in our great universities, to create companies and products and jobs, to work in government and serve the people, to walk into the Oval Office and advise the President of the United States. And to live in the love of my family and my friends. Graduates, you are here today because this country gave you tremendous opportunities. The opportunities that you have seized were made possible by this great experiment. Now, America's fate depends on 340 million people across our nation, and each of us has a responsibility as a citizen, as a member of our society. Don't underestimate the power of your voice. Pay attention to what's happening in our country. Form your views. Take a stand. Graduates, as you do this work, you will help meet our national crisis. Graduates, the year is 2025, and it's time. It's time to achieve our great aspirations for the future, because none of the chaos that is swirling around us changes the fact that our aspirations are as great as they have ever been. Innovation is still core to the American identity, and despite all of our challenges, we live in a time of boundless possibilities. For our health, let's build a future in which no infectious disease outbreak ever again becomes a full-blown pandemic. Let's build a future in which virtually no parent ever has to hear that their child has cancer, and only the old-timers remember back to a time when diabetes was common. For our natural world, let's build a future in which we protect communities from fires and heat and floods, a future in which we decarbonize in time to avoid the worst ravages of climate change, in which we renew our relationship with nature and draw strength and solace from a world still filled with rich biodiversity. With AI, let's build a future in which we gain great efficiencies, and at the same time, we strengthen our long-held values. And beyond efficiency, let's build a future in which we use AI to develop treatments for impossible diseases, to provide a better weather forecast, to transform public services, and to close educational gaps for our kids. Every single one of these astonishing futures is feasible, and all of you glimpsed them when you did the work here at the iSchool. I saw your projects that were about improving health and building community and boosting sustainability and empowering people. And so you know that we can change the lives of people everywhere. Graduates, as you do this work, you will help achieve our greatest aspirations. The poet Seamus Heaney said, "The way we are living, timorous or bold, will have been our life." We don't get to live in precedented times, but we get to do the work that will bend the arc of the future, and that is worth every effort. So graduates, it's time. It's time to show the world that the information age is about and for people. It's time to overcome our national crisis, and it's time to achieve our great aspirations for the future. Over and over throughout history, people have risen to meet their moment and to create a better tomorrow. Now it's our time. Graduates, it's your time. Thank you.